For the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And here's Brennan with the announcements.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, September 16th, and it's a Green Day. A reminder that school photos start today from 8:30 to 3:15. Prints may be purchased, but there is no charge to have your photo taken for the yearbook. Please come to Fuller Hall during lunch, a free block, or after school today, tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday. Seniors who have not had their photo taken for the yearbook, you are welcome to have their photo taken at no charge. Faculty and staff are also welcome to stop by at any time. A reminder to those who are on the parking waiting list, you may now park down by the baseball field. There will be a shuttle that picks students up from 7:20 and 7:40 to bring them closer to chapel. No one should be parking at the St. Johnsbury School. Juniors and seniors, Binghamton University is on campus today for a visit. Please see Naviance or Mrs. Labounty for details and to register. Be sure to check in with your teacher before attending. Reminder, there will be a meeting during CP today in Streeter 240 for anyone interested in helping develop and run sustainability workshops at an October conference. Contact Mrs. Angel with any questions or if you can't attend but are interested. Attention girls basketball players. If you are interested in playing basketball this winter, come join us for fall pickups in the Alumni Gymnasium on Monday nights from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. and on Thursdays from 7 to 8 p.m. All grade levels are welcome on both nights. Tonight, volleyball has a home game at 4:30. Come cheer on the team, then stay to play basketball after the volleyball match. Pickup jug ball game today after there will be a pickup jug ball game today on Stowe Green. Come join in. The game starts at 3, so join when you can. After a few weeks of fierce competition, we have our first round of winners for the Student Life Bulletin Board Challenges. The mystery hilltopper was, drum roll please, Mr. Yuri. Mr. Yuri loves Japanese food, wants to be a nurse, and almost died of pneumonia. The answer to the brain teaser is forgive and forget. The faculty and staff winner for Name That Hilltopper is Mr. Dussault. The faculty and staff winner for the brain teaser is Mr. Brown. The faculty, there was no student winner for Name That Hilltopper, as no one guessed it correctly. But the student winner for the brain teaser is Ella Blanchard. Winners, please pick up your prize today in Student Life. A new brain teaser and Guess That Hilltopper will be posted today. In recognition of Constitution Week, the Social Studies Department wanted to start your week off with a few jokes. Don't worry, these jokes have Mr. Camilio's sign of approval. The first one is, knock knock, who's there? Noah? Noah who? Know a good joke about the Constitution. The second one is, say what you want about the First Amendment. And the third one is, the gyms must remain open. The Constitution guarantees freedom of the press. Happy birthday today to Silas Armstrong and Nathan Dispathy. A special happy birthday today to Mr. Weiss from his philosophy class. Happy birthday. Today in sports, we have varsity and JV field hockey at Hartford at 4 and 5:15. Please dismiss the teams at 1:30. JVB boys soccer versus BFA St. Albans at 4. Girls golf at Cedar Knoll at 4 p.m. Please dismiss the team at 1. And varsity volleyball versus Randolph at 4:30. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you. I have some late announcements. On Friday, the boys' cross-country team faced Mount Mansfield in a dual meet. The team took 1st through 7th, with Emmett Johnson leading the way, followed by Isaac Lenzini, Juan Solona, Evan Windrow, Charlie Keeler, Joel Thornton Sherman, and Brendan O'Farrell, respectively. The boys defeated Mount Mansfield 50-15. Good job, boys cross-country. The girls' cross-country team lost to MMU by 1 point on Friday. The top runners were Riley Strom in 4th, Anya Moriarty in 5th, Stella Vanderlind in 6th, Ruth Krebs in 7th, and Sarah Lund in 8th. Good job, girls' cross-country. Sorry, 1 point. And JV volleyball worked hard during their game against Burlington, but in the end lost 2-1. Good job, JV volleyball. We'll come out again. And field hockey had a tough day at Burr and Burton, but despite some strong midfield play, they weren't able to capitalize on our opportunities and fell short on recovery. Please wish them luck as they head to Hartford this afternoon. Good luck, field hockey. So happy Monday, everybody. I am delighted first today to invite Nola Forbes, St. Johnsbury Academy class of 1970, former math faculty and sometime sub, to the podium. Please welcome Mrs. Forbes.
Good morning. Good Monday morning. Our local St. John de Crevecoeur chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution, would like to help you celebrate Constitution Week, which starts tomorrow. Joining me are Chapter Regent Deborah Bell, Vice Regent Laura Benjamin, Sandra Wayne, Elaine Bellavance, and Terry Wallace. As descendants of patriots who helped form the United States between 1775 and 1783, our mission areas are education, historic preservation, and patriotism. Tomorrow is Constitution Day. All across the country, bells of all forms will be rung at 4 p.m. to commemorate the creation of our country's framework. Listen for those here at the Academy, around town, or ring your own. That's a little bit of music for your Monday. Whoop, I forgot this podium moves. In recognition of St. Johnsbury Academy's commitment to fostering patriotism, civic responsibility, and educational excellence, it's with great honor that we present to you this flag, Brennan, which has flown over the United States Capitol. This flag symbolizes the enduring values upon which our great nation was founded. It serves as a reminder of the sacrifices made by our forefathers and foremothers to secure the blessings of liberty for generations to come. May it now fly proudly here at your school. And next, I have this National DAR Certificate of Award to present to Dr. Sharon Howell and St. Johnsbury Academy for the proper use, correct display, and patriotic presentation of the flag of the United States of America. I also have a copy of the flag code in case some of you need to know what it entails. And we are most thankful for such efforts in this community.
Thank you, Mrs. Forbes. Thank you, Daughters of the American Revolution. And Mrs. Forbes told me before she came up that that bell that she rang, it was your mother's and your grandmother's, and she used to ring it to, she was a school, a one-room schoolhouse in Vermont. That used to be the bell that she rang. That's very cool. So thank you so much. Last Thursday, I was honored to be invited to visit the student government meeting, and I was grateful for the chance to talk with them about a couple of things. The first was to respond to a proposal that they had that there be student representatives included in decision-making spaces. And in groups such as the administrative team, program directors, and the Board of Trustees. There's unanimous enthusiasm from the administrative team about this, and at this week's meetings with our Board of Trustees, I will share it with them as well. I explained to the assembled groups that perhaps there used to be reflexive or built-in inclusion of student representatives in these meetings, but it's not been the case since I arrived, and I think it's important, and I'm grateful for the encouragement to make it happen. So the second topic that I addressed was the cell phone policy. I was happy to have the chance to share the impetus and the reasoning for our decision to start this year cell phone free. On March 26th of this year, very recently, the social scientist Jonathan Haidt released a book called The Anxious Generation. I recommend this book to you. If you would like to read this book, if you come to my office and tell me you would like to read it, I will give you a copy. Haidt makes sense of the recent research about the mental health of teenagers like yourselves, specifically the rates of anxiety and depression that have risen dramatically over the last decade. So looking at this research and the timeline of smartphone use since the release of the iPhone in 2007, Haidt finds an unignorable correlation between the rise in smartphone and social media use and what he fairly calls an epidemic of anxiety and depression among teenagers. So part of Haidt's theory is that we become addicted to our phones, physically through the hits of dopamine that we get from the things we do on them, but more importantly in terms of powerful habit. In children and teenagers, the effect of this powerful habit is particularly harmful at a moment when your brains are developing and wiring themselves and putting in place the apparatus that you'll be using to think for the rest of your lives. So he calls this the rewiring of a generation of minds, and not in a good way. What's getting wired are things like difficulty focusing, and short attention span, and shallow engagement with content, distraction, and a steady state, sometimes, of distress. So Haidt also has a theory that what he calls the phone-based childhood has replaced the play-based childhood that many of us adults remember, where we got very bored and we had to find our own ways to amuse ourselves and pass our time, and where some of what we did to amuse ourselves involved conflict and a little risk and even a little danger. Just ask your advisor or any adult around you what a seesaw is. That conflict and that risk on the playground or in the neighborhood actually helped us to learn how to manage relationships and all kinds of other social demands, and also how to recognize real danger. So Haidt's recommendation is that we radically change access to phones for kids, especially during the school day when they interfere with opportunities to learn and interact and grow. Removing phones from the scene also liberates you from the virtual subsocial scene that can cause relentless anxiety during the day, and from things like having video taken of you without consent, or being bullied, or harassed, or depressed by way of social media. But just taking phones away is not enough. There's also the need to restore healthy social contact and physical activity, and even a little risk-taking, to give you all, especially teenagers, the room to learn to navigate conflict in real time and face-to-face with others. So this book had instant effects on the national conversation about phones in schools. I asked folks here to read it, and I recommend it to your parents as a summer read in my summer letter. And over the summer, a team of us got together to think about how and when we might best respond to what we were learning. So a working group of 8 people, chaired by Mr. Lenzini, got together over the summer to think about this. The group created a survey and surveyed faculty and staff, and about 100 faculty and staff replied, that was mostly teachers, and a large majority of our teachers agreed that they have observed that the use of cell phones and social media in school distracts from your focus, from your engagement, and your learning. They agreed that these effects are arguably making you less able to succeed, and more likely to experience distress and issues with anxiety and depression. So their overwhelming preference, your teachers, was for us to prohibit phone use entirely during the school day. And 85%, that's the level of unanimity that is almost unheard of among faculty and staff, thought that we should do so without delay. So the working group then decided to move ahead with creating a policy for a phone-free school day. We decided to have you turn off and stow your phones for the duration of the day, and then encourage you to keep them stowed during any activities that you engage in involving teamwork and focus and full attention. We tried to anticipate exceptions, like needing to stay in touch with your families during difficult times, or using the phone for some teacher-sanctioned educational purpose. We looked at ways that other schools have successfully implemented such policies and dealt with such exceptions. So we wrote it and sent a letter to faculty and staff, created a rollout plan and a frequently asked questions sheet. Then we sent this plan to your families, explaining a version of what I just shared with you. We did not either survey or roll out the new policy to you, to students. Like I said earlier, it's not in the reflexes of the administration to do that, but it should be. And I hope that this can be the student government who finds the most effective ways to ensure that student voices are heard. Student advocates in decision-making spaces should be very helpful. So visiting student government and then talking on Friday with Ms. Kendall's senior advisory, which I enjoyed thoroughly, has given me a sense of some of the challenges that you've found with this policy, and I will bring those to my colleagues to make sure that we can work through those together. You also made me feel very positive about the decisions that we've already made about this, and I must say, I appreciate very much your maturity and your reasonableness. We're still sometimes having to ask folks to put phones away or further away to some extent, and we're still having to confiscate phones sometimes when folks have them out. But I have the overwhelming impression that our new policy has been a boon to our culture and to our community, and I hope that if it doesn't already feel normal, which I think it maybe is, that it soon will. Thanks for listening, everybody. Now let's have a great week. Faculty. To go out front. Do you want us to go out front? Is that what we're doing? Well, so yes, I told them already that they should do it. Yeah. Okay.
We're being trampled by kids.
Go quick. Okay, seniors, have a great day and a great week. Is it today or was it? Oh, wow. Okay. Was it good? Do you have a good day? Yeah. Nice. All right, juniors, have a great day and a great week. Okay, sophomores from the front. Have a good day and a great week.